First item that I decided to talk about is a calendar/agenda. I have an agenda right here, and I also have my calendar here, which is on my iPhone. So it just has the month and dates. Here I'm more into using the technology version. This is really good to write things down and get organized, have things ready on time, homework, assignments, getting ready for tests, prioritizing. For me, when I went into my science placement, the students that I worked with closely, I got them to start using the agenda so they didn't have an excuse of not completing their homework, saying they didn't know what they had to do, what the pages were, they forgot. So this way they had no excuse. So I got them to get into the habit of start using that, and that helped them with their organizational skills and being proactive and not procrastinating, getting things done, and that helped them do better in the course. The next item that I want to talk about was chalk that represented something for me. Placement teacher, she would get me to take up homework on the board with chalk, obviously. So to me that represented, I was modeling something for them, the right answers. Also represents what they're taking from me in my placement and what they're learning from me. As an older student, I feel like I am responsible for giving off the right habits and attitudes towards school and studying. So I felt like I was modeling a picture of what a student should be doing to be successful, and that was very important for me, and that's kind of what the chalk on the board does, reflecting and seeing if you're doing the same thing and if you're getting it right. The third item that I have is a light bulb. First of all, in my science placement, for the majority of the time that I tutored, we mostly were working on static electricity, which involved light bulbs and currents. Also, for me, I feel like the students I worked with obviously weren't doing the best that they could be and didn't have the highest motivation. So I feel like me going in there and helping them, I was kind of the switch to their light bulb, helping them, being there to motivate them, push them to do well, to do their homework. The next item I have is a watch, pretty basic, so the clock here. This reflects time management skills, prioritizing, getting things done, putting first things first, setting a time schedule to get this done. For me, this was really important, and throughout this course, my time management skills improved a lot because I had a lot of things to do and I was able to figure out how to get them all done with a time schedule. So the watch represents. Next item I have here is a candle. My place as a tutor going into this science class was to help the students that weren't succeeding or didn't feel like they were succeeding and doing the best they could, and I was kind of being their light and their guide, showing them that there were ways and not to give up. They just had to push extra hard, add some more dedication just to do well. So the candle to me represents me helping and showing them that the end is near. Next item was a rope, but I don't have one, so I'm just going to pretend my headphones are a rope. Basically, that is, getting people around you to help you to succeed and do best. I feel like I personally, in this course, roped up with my classmates, and in my placement classroom, I helped the students rope up that needed that extra help, part of their roping up essentially, and I was there to help them. The next item is actually a water bottle, and this reflects one of the 7 habits as well, like the rope did, and this was being proactive instead of reactive. It was really important for me to learn to be a proactive person as opposed to a reactive person because, first of all, it can be tough when you're working with younger students who are constantly not understanding the material, even when you're trying to explain it to them, or they might not be cooperating. It's easy to get mad. So I feel like it's important that we, as the older students going into the classroom, have to be proactive, because it's going to help us with the students get through the material they have to learn. They're looking up to us, and the students I worked with, being proactive instead of reactive, and showing that and reflecting that onto them and them learning from that, I could tell it made a difference that they didn't give up after they didn't understand something. They stayed calm. They stayed motivated to do their work, to understand it. So the next item I have are my fake nails, and this connects to the phrase that we learned throughout this course that was brought up during the beginning, which was fake it till you make it. So for me, the fake nails are faking the length that I want my actual nails to be, and until they grow to that length, when they are that length, I can just take them off, and there I faked it till they were long enough that I wanted them to be. I faked it till I made it with confidence. During presentation speaking in front of really large classrooms that we had to go into, I had to act like I was confident and able to easily speak to them going into this placement class, and acting like I was ready to talk to these students that I wasn't familiar with. And eventually it got easier to talk to students and ask what they were confused about and get to help them out. The next one are ears. So, I have them here on my face. Can't really take them off, but I feel like this is an important item. Throughout the course, my listening skills have developed majorly, and it's easier to actually listen to people and others instead of interrupting them or just dozing off. I actually process what they're saying and take into consideration. With my two T's, I have to listen to them, because if I didn't, I wouldn't know what they were confused about, what they needed help with. The last item I have is an egg. This to me ultimately represents the students I worked with in my placement class throughout this semester. The students I worked with started off unmotivated, unorganized. They were also very intimidated by me being an older student, being there trying to help them. So an egg is, obviously very easy to crack, and once it cracks, it's just a mess, and there's kind of no getting it back together. So to me, I had to make sure I didn't, push the students to the point where they cracked and they just gave up. So those are my 10 items that reflect my tutoring and GPP experience, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.